Okay, so we're back. Part two, starting with augmented reality. So the object will be a very different experience for the visitor than Geo, and also is a different experience than the 360 degrees. So let me continue on and describe each of these in more detail. Object augmented reality is typically used in the print industry, and its purpose is to add additional information, whether it's informative, fun, right, whatever, something to entice you to come in, buy more stuff. So how it works is the augmented reality browser is programmed to recognize a pattern. So for this example, the pattern is the pizza box. Once it recognizes it, it brings up the augmented reality, which is this video you see, and then the user can tap on that and watch the video. Another place it's used in print is storybooks. It brings to life the graphics on a page in a three-dimensional view. It's also can be talking. It can be a video where the shark is actually moving, providing some additional fun for the experience of reading the book. Dinosaurs. Who doesn't like dinosaurs? Especially little baby dinosaurs. They are brought to life, right? Simply, by finding that target, and what makes it fun is this person's looking at their desk, and you can be showing kids, especially, what a little baby dinosaur would look like running around your desk. And again, it lifts up a two-dimensional picture, if you will, or image or drawing into a three-dimensional, which just gives a very different perspective and enhances and improves, in my opinion, the experience. Geo-augmented reality. This does not use a pattern, an object of sorts. It uses a latitude longitudinal reference. So you program a position where you want this augmented reality to display. And typically what's published or put down are what's called points of interest. And these points of interest can be links, as they are here. They can be videos, whatever you want. But for tourism, this provides visitors with, information if they're in a new city, what is around them. Also, in this example, it's for people that work to service your community's water system, right? So you'll see the blue lines are the water lines. And this is augmented reality, pinpointing where all of these, where all the pipes are. It's also kind of a nice view of points of interest that could be used, in my opinion, in a foreign country. So let's say Singapore, and you're walking around and you're not familiar with the language. You don't know the language. You could use your augmented reality browser to bring up points of interest that are in English. The real estate industry is also been at the forefront of using augmented reality. And mostly where I got its beginning is here, looking at high-end apartments in large cities. So, for example, you would go to a tall building and you take your cell phone with an augmented reality browser and pan around, and you'd be able to see where the apartments are that are available for you. And there was it was a little video shot in Paris, and I haven't been able to find it again. But the person was standing on top of the Eiffel Tower and panning around and finding points of interest of real estate available in Paris. Now, on to real estate, probably more in our price range, the suburban sector is also picking up on this. So anything that a realtor can do to give the prospective buyer more information at their fingertips, easily viewable, searchable. They use it, and it's working. Now, geo-augmented reality can also be fun. Here is a picture of two girls, and there's a little play acting going on. They're pretending they're interacting with a fairy. Now, the fairy is an augmented reality image. They actually can't see it, but the mom who's holding the phone is able to record them, make a small video, which will look like they're interacting with a cartoon fairy. A really cool thing that is also being done with augmented reality is in archaeological sites where the site is destroyed either by age, war, natural forces of the weather. You can use augmented reality to rebuild the structure in a three-dimensional form, meaning you could walk around it, and also give it scale to what its true scale was when it was, fully complete. Okay, this is one of my favorites. I couldn't find a pterodactyl, so we have to settle for a chicken hawk. This is actually a moving augmented version of a bird flying at you. It's moving, and when you look at it, you would see this bird like it's getting bigger into your viewfinder, and that's what I want to do with a pterodactyl. I'm getting a lot of pushback on the pterodactyl idea. I think we can make it work. Another one is, baby dinosaurs. Who doesn't want to pet a baby dinosaurs? Now, there's a little bit of play acting going on here, in that the people in this photo do not actually see the dinosaurs. Again, the image is overlaid, and you need an augmented reality browser. But you can stage it such that it looks like they're interacting with the dinosaurs, right? And we can do this too. The 360-degree augmented reality is where you, if you consider yourself in the position you're at as a center point, and you twirl, if you will, twirl all the way around, that's the 360-degree. So in this example, a car manufacturer has eliminated the paper version of the manual, and you have a virtual using augmented reality version. So you position your camera to whatever instrument it is that you need to learn how to use. The clock is a good one, and you click on that clock link button, and it will bring up the instruction manual. And if you ever looked at a car manual, they're usually thick books, and it's sometimes hard to find information. And also, the information they're describing how to use these instruments using just text. And this manual, you could use a video, which just is so helpful. Another thing, and this is in my company, what we're trying to get to is, let's say, for example, the original document, the original paper manual went out and there were mistakes and the instructions were wrong for how to use the clock. There's various reasons for this. There was a last-minute change in the component of the clock, which means now the instructions that were completed are going out wrong. Well, because this is augmented reality and the controls are in the cloud on a server, you can make updates to this manual in real time. And that's what Netflix does, right? If you have ever watched Netflix, or if you have Netflix, ask yourself, how do you know what version of Netflix you're on? You don't. That's taken out of your hands, and it should be that way. You should just have an experience using Netflix of video streaming and enjoying the show you're watching. This is where software is going. It's also very useful in design. Now, there's a lot of sophisticated computer software that allows you to see things in three-dimensional, but there's nothing that is more important than actually getting in and seeing whatever it is you're designing from the perspective of the person that's going to be using it. So here the person is sitting in their desk chair, and maybe it's a simulated chair. We can't tell from this view of the actual car seat, but they're able